Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 11. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, it's the next morning. Everyone is still recovering. Cecil and Simone being a little funny. Cecil trying to open his shirt up, talking about if you don't talk about me like Quad talk about King, I don't want it. Oh, child, this is a mess. Over on the other side, Phaedra and Check, and they're playing with them strawberries and playing in our damn face. Then we go in King and Quad's room. Now, Quad is acting like she don't know why Dr. G flipped his lid. Girl, quit playing. I was just so surprised at the way he was acting, girl. Now, you know dang on well when you said that 15 times a day, that sent him over the edge. You know that sent him over the edge. You had already took his sleep number. He can't get no sleep in his bed or no head in his bed. Baby, you know he was mad. So then Quad said nobody had grace for her when they were bringing Sweet Tea around. So, I mean, you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. She said he get what he got. And this is what he got. Listen, all y'all need to stay in your mutual corners. But maybe that's just me. I feel like you saying stuff about them, they saying stuff about you. Nobody is without fault. So all of y'all need to act your age. It just don't make no damn sense. Over in Sweet Tea and Dr. G's room, he talking about, she was drunk. Because Sweet Tea was like, well, I don't know what happened last night because I don't know her. He said, well, I do know her. And I know she was drunk and I know how she get when she drunk. And that kind of upset me a little bit too. Okay, and why do you care if she's drunk? Tell me, I don't like when she drink. Why is that of your concern? And Sweet Tea, you sitting there looking crazy. You should have sat up, okay, and fix your bra while you at it. You should have sat up and you should have said, and why do you care about if she's drunk? Like, girl, don't be letting him just talk. You know what I'm saying? I know he's a psychiatrist or whatever, but girl, don't just be letting him talk, honey. He talking you in circles. He's talking about, I just want to say that's not me. I didn't come here for no negativity. I don't like all that yelling, fussing, and fighting. I apologize for losing my cool. Oh, but I think that it's you. I think that that's you. You keep saying, this ain't me. This ain't what I do. No, sir. It's you. Okay, everybody can't be lying on you. The same way that you are treating Sweet Tea right now is the same way that you treated Quad. And nobody wanted to listen. This is you. And Sweet Tea, honey, this cannot be conducive to starting a family. If you want everything to align like you want, you do not need this stress. Y'all running on the beach and having full-on brawls. Like, this is ridiculous. Child, this is crazy. Over in Quad's room, she's like, yeah, I don't think Dr. G is over me. And I feel like Sweet Tea is just a seat filler. What? I wouldn't care what she was as long as he wasn't talking to me. Because I'm telling you right now, baby, when that soon-to-be ex gets his forever person, please forever stay the hell away from me. She can fill the seat, fill the gas tank up. She can fill his cup. I don't care what she feels. I don't give a damn. Just please do not come my way. Because really and truly, when you say things like that, it's giving, I care about what they got going on, and he's giving, I care about what she got going on. And really and truly, y'all got unresolved issues that y'all never worked out, and it's coming to the surface. So like I said, the two of you need to stay away from each other. Moving forward. King said, well, that's trauma. You can't, tell somebody when to get over something. And Quad said, well, I just feel like he hasn't changed. I was surprised that he was even talking to Sweet Tea like that. She's like, if somebody told me that this was going to happen, I would have been like, whoa. Why would you have been like, whoa? You already know how he get down. Now, I like you, Quad. I really do. But please make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Why did you think you sitting right underneath Sweet Tea and Dr. G, Toya instigating, you planning a baby shower, you throwing it in a circle, your hat is moving, you are moving, your mouth is moving, you're drinking it. It's too much. So why would somebody have to tell you it was going to turn out like this and you go, whoa, you should have went, oh, it was to be expected. We were acting a damn fool. In the next scene, Dr. G is over there still talking to Sweet Tea, talking about, I did that to protect you. From what? See, I feel like Sweet Tea can hold her own, but nobody ever allows her to. And I know this may be, sensitive for some, but I feel like abusers say things like that. And I'm just not talking about physical abuse. Psychological and verbal abuse is as well. Stop talking to her like she's beneath you. That's what's so frustrating, is that nobody allows her to get her thoughts out. If she speak her speech, then we could all just say, okay, sweet tea girl, now that's a damn enough. Okay, hush. But she never says anything, and people are mad because she doesn't say anything. I'm just confused. Yeah, she has her little thing done. Don't get me wrong, because I want y'all to be very clear, because I have seen this countless times in my comment section. You never say anything that Sweet Tea says. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Last time when she blurted out 15 times, that sound like a lie. The first thing I said was, girl, you don't know what them people doing in their bedroom. Why would you speak out about them having sex 15 times a day? Y'all want me to hate her because y'all hate her. And that's not how I operate. I'm going to operate under the guise of, I see everybody's faults and I'm going to call everybody out. But yeah, this don't sound good to me. I did this to protect you. Yeah, baby, I don't like them kind of words. I don't like it. I don't damn like it. Meanwhile, Toya, Dr. Eugene, Dr. Mimi, and Steve, they're going for lunch because they want to get to know them. Baby, Mimi made sure to grab her man's hand. Did y'all see that? Baby, she rolled up on that sidewalk. I say, yeah, baby, grab your man's hand, honey. I know that's right. Because Toya lose her damn mind in the presence of a handsome man. Anybody but Eugene. And he grabbed her hand to get out of the car too. And listen, when he grabbed her hand to get out of the car, Eugene quickly grabbed Toya's hand. She said, oh, you gonna hold my hand? Yeah, Eugene, I peeped it. See, I be seeing you. Because we all know how Toya get down. And she ain't fooling me. Moving forward. So they get to the restaurant. They're ordering their drinks. And Toya is talking about how she can't order certain alcohol because the additives and the preservatives make her angry. Girl, that's perimenopause. Ain't no damn additives and preservatives. Child, anyway. So then they start talking about last night. Toya is acting like she didn't contribute to the mess getting started. Girl, you were the catalyst to all this. You fanned the flames for show. I know you don't want to believe that you fanned the flames, but you damn did. Toya talking about, I was just saying what everybody was thinking. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but you still started it. You know how it got started because you were in the middle of starting it. Back at the resort, 3 the hard way talking about last night. Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, and Dr. Heavenly. So Dr. Simone comes in and they're like, ooh, let's talk about last night. Give us a quick recap. She said, are you talking about the stuff that went on last night? Dr. Jackie said, now let's talk about reproductive surgery or something. She said, let's talk about our reproductive system. So then she comes in, she sits down. Simone says that Quad and Dr. G need some healing. And I agree. Here go Heavenly. Talking about, I thought it was funny. It's definitely not funny to see 2 people going at it with their new spouses sitting right next to them. There's nothing funny about that. And I am happy that Dr. Simone said, no, I didn't find that entertaining. I didn't find that funny. You know what really is tripping me out? This newfound fan base that Dr. Heavenly has. It trips me out how there's such a double standard. If any of these things were done to your faves, do you know how they would react? Exactly how the other person is reacting. For Heavenly to think that orchestrating and puppeteering these people being in the same spaces to cause conflict is funny, that is insane. Now, granted, she didn't have anything to do with Quad and Sweet Tea and Dr. G and all that mess. She didn't have anything to do with that. But at the same time, as this episode goes on, I am sure there's going to be someone who is going to figure out a way to make what she did on this episode acceptable. And that is crazy. And Heavenly, you think this funny, but if it was done to you, you would not be laughing. You would not be damn laughing. So then Heavenly tells them, I got a secret. Y'all know Apollo coming. So Dr. Jackie looking like, I know you f***ing lying. She said, wait a minute now, Phaedra knows. Now in this moment, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I said my favorite show is getting a little toxic. It's getting a little toxic. Because what does Apollo need to be on this trip for? I don't want to damn see Apollo. When he went asunder, I didn't want to see him no more after that. Why is he on this episode? And Heavenly, I feel like you're overproducing the show. Let things happen naturally because this is just messy. Now, Phaedra did agree because she thought Apollo was coming alone. And Heavenly, you know dang on well that Apollo can't show nobody how to behave. So I just want him to come. His wife not coming, but I want him to come so he can teach the people how to behave. He can teach, Quad and Dr. G something. Heavenly, I also want to say this. You invited him before you told Phaedra that you invited him. So for everybody that keeps saying, well, Phaedra knew he was coming. She knew he was. Yes, after the fact. Heavenly tried to make it seem like she ran it past Phaedra first and then she invited Apollo. No, you had already set up the mess. And then you like, oh, girl, but he coming. So is it cool? What was she going to say? No. And you still was going to do it anyway. In the next scene, they all head to this private sandbar. Everybody packed in one car. And I was just wondering why nobody was riding with King and Quad. Baby, they had plenty of room. It was like they were packed like sardines in one of those cars. I said, can y'all spread out? But anyway, they get to the boat to go to the sand island or the sand beach or wherever they were going. So they popping bottles. Baby, they ready to go. So we see Heavenly. She off on the side. She calling Apollo. Where y'all at? He was like, oh, we on the way. She said, oh, you bringing your wave. Oh, okay. Phaedra said, I told Heavenly that it was weird and stalkerish and cringy for him to even be on this trip. Like, why is he even coming? So then we see Apollo and Sherene. They come sashaying up. I said, baby, Sherene, no, she love that bathing suit, don't she? That's that same bathing suit she had on over there on couples retreat. So they come sashaying up. What really tripped me out is how everybody was so hype about it. Quad, you was real hype. Somebody, come on through, Apollo. Come on through. I was like, girl, stop. Girl, stop. Because if they were doing that, you would have an issue. Girl, cut it out. He done brought Sherene. It's awkward AF. Hell, even Dr. Jackie talking about, what the hell? Baby, the way that Dr. Jackie and Curtis were in the cut, like the old couple that sits on the porch and people watches, baby, that was funny to me. I said, baby, now what the hell? So then Phaedra said in her confessional that Sherene was the mistress that Apollo was in the streets with. Listen to me. I am no Faye fan, but that is a low down. And I don't know why Phaedra even agreed to that. That is crazy. Sherene and Phaedra didn't even speak to each other. They had to say, do you know our friend Phaedra? Oh, yeah, I know Phaedra. I know her. Girl, you have been waiting to get on the same show and in the same space with Phaedra since season 8 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You could not wait to be around this woman. You have been wanting to get on some show, any show. And here you have it. I feel like this is weird. And also, Heavenly, you orchestrating this, it just gave downright ignorant, because you have to understand, it's messing up the show with all these non-medical people. We don't need all these extras. That's what I fell in love with this show for, because it actually stayed true to its premise. Married to medicine. Y'all stayed true to being married to medicine. Now y'all just another messy Bravo show. And I know somebody gonna say, well, Quad ain't married to medicine. She was married to medicine. So she just continued on. Nobody went and got her, and she had nothing to do with medicine. Like, let's just be for real. And also, like I'm stating, they stayed true to the premise of the show. Now, if we just want to give them a pass like everybody else, then let's not get technical. Because technically, are any of the Atlanta housewives actual housewives? Oh, okay, I ain't think so. Moving forward. That's why Phaedra invited Check, truth be told, so she wouldn't be alone in case Apollo did bring Sherene. And she was right in her assessment. And Sherene was not about to let Apollo go by himself, because she know dang on well that Apollo would love to go back over there with Phaedra. But Phaedra is like, Apollo, go away from me with this. Let's just keep it real. And I know that they're divorcing now, but based on couples retreat, they should have been over. There was nothing here. They got together on a rocky foundation. And yeah, if you watched that show on VH1 with the two of them, you would already know that Apollo is controlling and that it's never going to work. So then Phaedra said in her confessional, Apollo was cheating with Sherene when she was pregnant with Mr. President. She said that she's never even had a conversation with that lady. Now, she said linebacker, but I ain't want to call her that, honey. It is Black History Month. It's Black History Month, and I don't want to tell down none of my black women. So I'm just going to say with that lady. Okay, but that ain't what she said on this show. She said with that big linebacker. I said, baby, the tea of it all. Now, Sherene, you done sat up there and filed for divorce because of the cheatation of it all. And you were the one cheating with her husband. Baby, this is a fool. It's a fool. And the way Sherene hugs Check's neck when she went over there and hugged him, and she kind of put both of her hands, and I said, girl, what is going on, baby? Not the way you wrapped your hand around his neck. Oh, hell no. Baby, that hug was a little bit too much for me. This is so cringy to me. There is absolutely no way that I would even have myself in this situation. This is just tacky. So then the boat gets to moving. They do a toast. And Check says, yeah, the goal is to have sex 15 times a week. Well, baby, what'd he say that for? Quad is sitting in front of Apollo. And she was like, he ain't even have to say that. So then Apollo tells Quad, yeah, you know, Phaedra told me that Check said he didn't even know me. Well, that's a lie. Because we saw the scene where they were out on a lunch date And he did, in fact, say that he knew you. Check said he didn't know him. And Apollo said that's crazy because that's his boy. They're together almost every week. And he didn't like that. Now, mind you, Apollo is all upset. And Sherene sitting thigh to thigh with him. Baby, I wish I would sit thigh to thigh with my damn man. And he talking about his ex-wife. Everybody going overboard. Baby, love overboard. You got to damn go. Not you finna sit up here and talk about this lady and I'm your woman. That is insane. And what are you mad for, really, Apollo? Ain't you married? That just shows you ain't happy. Quad talking about, well, in the confessional, why would you invite his friend on this trip knowing that that's his friend? Why not? Who cares about Apollo's feelings? They have been apart and separated and divorced for 7 years. She is a part of this show, not him. She does not automatically have to include Apollo. Like, girl, please. Don't nobody have to care about his feelings. He is in a whole new relationship. She does not owe Apollo anything. Here go Apollo talking about, I told her that wasn't a good fit. I told her they didn't mesh well. Now, listen, I just think that he is overly concerned about things that should not concern him. He's saying, I wouldn't do no messy stuff like that. He go Heavenly talking about, I didn't know. I didn't know y'all knew him. I'm sorry. I didn't know. You know what? It's so funny to me that you're apologizing to Apollo for putting him in an awkward situation. But the lady that you're in relation with on this show, who's a part of the actual cast, you don't give a damn if you upset her. That is crazy to me. I'm sorry. It don't matter if you knew or not. Apollo does not need to be on this trip. So King is passing out shots to everybody. Him and Sweet Tea took a shot together to say, you know, they cool. There's no issues. And I'm like, okay, child, this is a recipe for disaster. So they finally get to the sandbar. And Toya's equilibrium is off. Honey, all that drinking, all that tequila. She done fell. Maybe she done fell in the water. I said, okay, this about to be a mess. So they get to the sand. Sweet Tea is carving her and Dr. G's name in the sand, honey, and taking pictures, talking about she ain't never been to Key West. Honey, it's giving I ain't never been nowhere. Steve is over there introducing himself to Apollo. And he said, how do you know the group, man? Apollo with all that roundabout talking, because y'all know Apollo like to talk, y'all. Sir, just say I used to be married to Phaedra. I mean, I know, Dr. G, Dr. Damon, Quad. I know some people. Okay, but how are you here? What's the reason why you're here? Because you used to be married to Phaedra. And just like Curtis said in that confessional, you can hem and haw and not say that you are Phaedra's ex, but there are no secrets on this island. Okay, and speaking of secrets, Curtis, honey, don't make me hop on the Google and get to digging up your dirt. So the men are having a whose D is bigger contest. For some reason, they decide they want to do push-ups. So Dr. G gets up to me, you want me to do push-ups in front of Apollo? Now, really and truly, he was really thinking, you want me to do some damn push-ups in front of King, whose shirt ain't been buttoned all episode long? King's bare chest has been out 3 episodes now. And you want me to do push-ups? So they was like, yeah, just do 25 push-ups. Cecil and Eugene sitting on the beach chairs like, why we just can't drink and sit back? Why we got to be doing push-ups and whatnot? Like, what's really going on? So then Dr. G wanted to prove that he could do the push-ups. So he gets down and he's so cringy. Talking about Letitia. He's yelling out Letitia for 25 push-ups worth. And I know the only reason why he did that is because King is right there and he wants to make it seem like I got my woman. I'm not worried about yours. But we all know the real Dr. G. So you saying Letitia and making it weird and awkward and cringy, that was insane. Stop trying to convince yourself, because you ain't damn convincing me. And if I were Sweet Tea and I was watching this back, I would not be flattered. I would be pissed. Because like, what are you even talking about? Like, stop playing in my face. Moving forward. So the men are all talking and Dr. G addresses King. I said, He told him, look, last night was no disrespect, but it kind of hurt my feelings. She was talking about my relationship and the things that she was saying. I just didn't like those things. King then says, yeah, I know y'all have a history. That's understandable. Then Dr. G says, yeah, I just told her she talked too much. Well, baby, what'd he say that for? King said, you said that to Quad? Yeah, I did. He said, oh, I ain't hear that. So then Dr. G said, oh, I'm glad you didn't. Oh, baby, now it's on. Now, I mean, Dr. G, you was doing good until you said that. Now King got to stand up for his woman, because you can't just go around talking to people's women like you feel like you're no longer married to Quad. So if you think that you just going to be able to disrespect her and her man just stand there and take it, that's not going to happen. this ain't what you want. So then Scott is like, well, let's just let last night go. But King said, not so fast. It's on now. I don't think so. See, I didn't know he was talking to my woman. He can say whatever he wants and talk however he wants to his wife. But you're not going to talk to my woman like that. So now I got to check you. Dr. G, I think you may talk too much, honey. You talking my sweet tea talk too much. Y'all a match made in heaven, honey, because you done talked your way into it swooping, okay? So then King told him, well, I'm offended by that, and I need you to apologize to Quad. So Dr. G said, well, I feel like we both bear some responsibility, but King doesn't think so. Now, I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I think what Dr. G is saying is true. It was both of them. I think everybody involved owes each other an apology. Now, I do like how King don't play about Quad. I love to see it. But at the same time, we can't absolve Quad of all fault and be like, oh, no, Dr. G got to apologize for saying what he said. They both need to apologize. So then Dr. Eugene tried to jump in, honey, because he was getting uncomfortable. Talking about, I think where, let me see what I was going to say. Carry the one. Wait a minute. Am I a doctor? I think. Maybe Dr. Eugene didn't know what to say. Cecil had to jump in and save him. He said, thank you, Cecil. Cecil jumps in and says, Quad got emotional. She was in her feelings. Dr. G said, yeah, if I knew King. Now, this is the part that kind of threw me off, because Dr. G gets up and goes into King's face. You need to stay your ass in your seat. Don't get up, run up, get done up. When I tell y'all this episode was pillow talk or pillow fight on steroids, baby, this was the most chaotic. I went through a range of emotions watching this show, and it all started right here. Dr. G gets up. He goes in close proximity to King, right in his face. He says, listen, I would have addressed you, and if I knew you, and I hope you stand up for her. Why are you walking up on him? Sir, calm down and sit down. And why do you care if he takes up for her? Really? I feel like Dr. G was just showing out because the other men were there and he didn't want to look punked. Meanwhile, Phaedra over there taking pics, honey, straddling Check. He picking her up like she weighs 60 pounds, soaking wet, honey, knowing she carrying a wagon. And over with the ladies, Sherene talking about, y'all need to stop calling Check Phaedra's man because he everybody man. Well, honey, according to them court documents, Apollo everybody man too. And what else is going on? And if y'all think Phaedra is taking this man seriously, y'all are nuts. This is to piss Apollo off. This is so y'all can be quiet and stop questioning her about what she's doing and who she doing. So she's just going to bring Check around. And Sherene, you need to worry about your marriage. That's what you need to worry about. So Phaedra and Check, they come over and the ladies are giving him the third degree. Check doesn't want to answer the questions. Y'all know Toya going to ask the burning questions, honey, because she nosy. She wants to know how he knows Sherene. Does he go over there on Thanksgiving? Does he know her people them? And Quad wants to know if Check told Apollo that he was with Phaedra. So then Phaedra gets in a confessional and she says, they're supposed to be my friends and welcome who I'm choosing to be with, not ambush me with who I used to be with. That's why I said those types of bitches. Now, I'm going to say this to you, Phaedra. You dogged out the Atlanta Housewives as soon as you got a seat at this damn table. And you said that if you were in this group, then your marriage probably would have survived. Well, you know good and dang on well that you had support with the Atlanta Housewives as well, but you also had a bunch of secrets. Nobody really knew what you were going through. Now you get over here and you see how these heifers behave. All of a sudden, they are those types of bitches. Okay. So then Apollo comes over because he's trying to figure out what's being said. Check told him, didn't I tell you about the speed dating? Apollo says, yeah, you told me about the speed dating, but not who you were dating. Check said, I told you that I matched with Phaedra, but I ain't got to tell you everything. Like, I don't have to tell you who I'm doing and what I'm doing. The way that Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly, and Quad were getting their entire lives at everyone else's expense was pathetic to me. Everybody tonight looked pathetic. Okay, you really did. Because I'm just trying to figure out why y'all take such pleasure and such joy. At one point, Dr. Simone pulled out a huge tub of popcorn, ready to get into it. Talking about, this is better than Jerry Springer. And it was all orchestrated by who? Dr. Heavenly. Moving forward. So then Phaedra said, it doesn't matter, Apollo, who I'm with. I'm not married to you. Then here comes Sherene talking about, he don't care who you with. He don't want you. You sure? You sure? So she looks at Apollo and says, I told you, Miss Faye. Phaedra said, my name ain't Faye, you bad built bitch. I said, ooh, wait. Truth is, he does care. And he does want Phaedra. So hush up, honey. He does. His whole nervous system is shot. Okay? It's just shot to hell. Let me tell you something. Men like to dish shit, but they can't take it. Y'all shouldn't even be here. Y'all are here courtesy of Heavenly being a mess maker. But really and truly, you shouldn't even be in the same space with any of these people. You have no ties to a married or a medicine. So I'm trying to figure out what you're doing here. And this is messy and uncalled for. These people have kids together. Y'all gonna mess up their co-parenting situation to get some views. I feel like this was just distasteful. I know everybody else was watching it like, oh my gosh, and this and this and this. But no, this is a real relationship that has to stay intact for the sake of their children. And y'all orchestrating some mess. And then Heavenly got in a confessional talking about Phaedra know what she doing, bringing check here, trying to play in Apollo's face. Girl, she don't owe Apollo a damn thing. Not nothing. She was done with him before he went asunder. Girl, bye. And this woman that he's sitting up next to is the woman that was traipsing up and down the street with him. His mistress is in her face. They don't even talk to each other. But you didn't even figure that out because you want mess. So then Sweet Tea looks at Sherene and she says, who invited you? So Sherene get up, talking about some, Heavenly. She said, okay, so why did you invite Sherene? Well, baby, what she say that for? Heavenly told her, you don't talk to me. You don't talk to me. You don't ask me no questions. And like Sweet Tea said, when she got in a confessional, if it were Dr. Jackie, Heavenly would be concerned too, because that is her friend. And I wholeheartedly agree. I know the people don't like her, but her question was valid. Why did you start this mess? It doesn't make sense. I agree. Y'all see how Heavenly went in on Dr. Simone for choosing Hilton Head last year. So you best believe if somebody decided to bring Curtis's mistress and sit her up next to Dr. Jackie, the whole damn screen will go black. Heavenly will make sure to defend her friend. Now, I'm not saying Sweet Tea and Phaedra are friends like Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly, because I do not think for 1 second that Phaedra will go up on a Tuesday for Sweet Tea like she's going up for Phaedra. But the fact still remains, why did you invite this woman here? Like, the question is valid. I'm sorry. Why did you do that? And baby, Sweet Tea better than me. Because the way that Heavenly sons her and cusses her out every chance she gets, baby, ain't no damn way. So now Heavenly and Sweet Tea, they going back and forth and back. Sorry, Heavenly, you're wrong. Okay? You're wrong, honey. Sweet Tea, you the only one keeping it real in this moment. This was the cringiest argument that I've ever seen. And Toya, you going to have your nerve to get in a confessional talking about, ew. Girl, weren't you knocking Mariah upside the head and pushing her in pools, episode 1, season 1? How quickly we forget. Y'all all act like y'all were so refined with wigs sitting in Birkin bags in the back seat. You were not. Okay, them wigs were sitting behind your ears and you were pushing people over in the pool. Okay, y'all need to really cut it out. I know y'all ain't acting like this is crazy. So everybody's looking all crazy. The men are running over. And it's just so silly. It's just funny to me because Heavenly, you wasn't running up on Contessa, but you running up on Sweet Tea. But baby, when Steve heard them women arguing, he said, I don't play about this one. Baby, he went over there to make sure his woman was good. He looked at Mimi. He said, you good? I said, now what you gonna do amongst the women? Baby, this was a mess. So now they getting louder and louder. Now all the men are running over. Dr. G is trying to pull Sweet Tea to the side because he does not want her to get physical with Heavenly. Simone talking about Sweet Tea is out of control. Oh, okay. So Sweet Tea is out of control for asking a question that makes damn sense. But Dr. Heavenly is not out of control for orchestrating this whole entire mess. Bringing this unhinged woman here to confront Phaedra, and for what? Sitting up here acting like she's spilling tea, talking about check is for the streets when her own damn husband is for the streets. She's not out of control, but Sweet Tea is out of line. Okay. Okay. Now, while Dr. G is holding Sweet Tea back, King walks up to talk to Dr. G. Sir, please, now is not the time. He's holding back his current wife and you want to talk about his ex-wife. Not the time. You need to wait. Like, I was like, sir, what are you doing? Talking about this is the perfect time. No, the hell it's not. The man is trying to de-escalate the situation. And why would you walk into a situation that's already escalated to talk about mess that could further escalate another situation? That was poor timing. I do not care what anybody says. It did not make sense to me. Dr. G, you let him punk you, because why would you toss your wife to the side to talk to a man about your ex-wife? It's giving, I want to continue talking about Quad and be in her space and see what's going on because I still care. That was crazy as hell to me. You best believe if my husband tossed me to the side to talk to his ex-wife's new partner, you couldn't even come back to that room. I'm sorry, you can come back to that room with me, honey. That would not work for me. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't. So then King said, listen, I didn't like what you said, and I feel like you need to apologize. So he's basically telling him not to speak to Quad ever again. Dr. G said, I don't want to speak to her, but just tell her don't come at me. Then King said, well, she can say whatever she want to say. No, that's not how this works. They both need to stay away from each other. If you don't want him speaking to her, then she should not be speaking to him. Therefore, you don't have to fight anybody and you don't have to be in the middle of mess. King basically said, yeah, I know about y'all's past. And Dr. G said, yeah, you know Quad's side of our past. He said, okay, well, tell me something new. Tell me something different. I said, oh, it's finna go down. So then he starts going off the deep end saying that he gonna find out. You gonna find out. You gonna find out. You need to back up. You need to back up. All I can picture is Cynthia. All I can picture is Cynthia and how her hands was flailing everywhere when she was talking to Nene the next day. You need to back up. Ooh, child. So anyway, Dr. G told King he gonna find out. He's like, I'm a doctor, dude. I ain't got no time to be fighting with you. He was like, you coming over here making veiled threats? And then King said, I'm not making no threats. I ain't made a threat yet. Dr. G said, well, you know what? I hope you sweep her off her feet. Okay. He always saying stuff like that. Baby, he is hurt. And anybody that does not realize that this man thinks he has unfinished business and he is still in love with this woman, I don't know what you are watching. How many times in no uncertain terms are you going to go to King and say, take care of her for me? That's what you keep saying. I hope you take up for her. I hope you the one for her. I hope you sweep her off her feet. You might as well just come to a man and say, listen, I messed it up, but I hope you take good care of her. Because that's what you really want to say. Is it me? I might be watching something different, honey. Because if I'm watching something different, y'all let me know. Because it sounds like he hurt to me. So then Chet comes over and Dr. G started piping up real extra because, you know, he like to show out and whatnot. Now these two about to come to blows. King done took his shirt all the way off. He done took his glasses off. Cecil pulling King to the side. Chet pulling Dr. G to the side. Quad done took off running. But she ain't never dropped that drink, though. I said, look at Quad. Baby, Quad took off, but she ain't dropped that drink. Then King goes charging at Dr. G because he ready to go, baby. It's go time. And Sweet Tea, baby, the way that you broke away from Phaedra and took off running and your titties was falling out and baby, you pulled them things back in and took off. I said, she's a runner. She's a track star. Baby, the way that she took off, I said, dang, Jackie Joyner Kersey. Okay, Sha'Carri. Baby, this is a fool. Those tatas wasn't holding nothing back. Do you hear me? That girl used that military training. She said, baby, I used to go to PT every day at 5 a.m. She was gone. I said, baby, y'all better leave Sweet Tea Man alone, honey, because she is down for him. And that was the end of the episode. Let me just say this. This was some old tacky trash TV. I expect more from the doctors. Yes, I know that they are ordinary people. Shout out to John Legend. I get it. But at the same damn time, I still feel like they're held to a higher standard. And the way that this was orchestrated and how this mess unfolded was tacky. These are doctors. What happened to y'all doing charitable missions on vacation? What happened to y'all sitting around the fireplace and talking about how you can make your marriages better? Not this mess. Now it's turning into an overly produced mess that's affecting people's professional and personal relationships. This was crazy. By the end of the episode, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for each and every one of you. Heavenly, you have got to calm down. I understand y'all want to keep this show going, but it was good on its own. Y'all didn't have to do all that. This is just getting out of hand. Child, y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Who was right or wrong? Was King wrong? I feel like King was in the wrong. I feel like King was in the wrong because it wasn't the right time or place. But I also feel like he's right in saying that Dr. G owes Quad an apology, but Quad also owes them an apology as well. You can't say, oh, she can say whatever she wants, and they can't say anything. No. I also think that, again, and I'm going to keep saying this, Dr. G and Sweet Tea should not have signed on for this show. I understand that Dr. G is the medicine and this is his friend group. I get it. But he was married to Quad and they got a divorce. So he was no longer on the show. But now he's back and it seems like it's been utter chaos the entire time. Heavenly, why in the hell did you invite Apollo? So is this Apollo showing Dr. G and Sweet Tea how to get along with an ex? He can't teach nobody nothing. Except, child, I was finna say how to get away with, but child, he went asunder. So he can't even teach nobody how to get away with a crime, child. So he damn sure can't teach nobody how to be coexisting with their exes. These people have kids. Y'all get a grip. Anywho, y'all comment down below and I'm gonna comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.